Seymour for the Mountain Hawks, and 2 for the wrestlers. I mean, again, these guys obviously been battle tested and wrestled in great venues, but a chance to wrestle a dual meet like this here is pretty neat for these guys.
Yeah, especially being in the state of Pennsylvania, one of the best high school and college wrestling states in the country. So it's a beautiful, beautiful arena here. So I was talking to Cale before the match, and he said he absolutely loves coming here to wrestle.
Well, there's Luke Lilledahl, the freshman from Missouri, Weldon Spring. He's 3-0 this season. He wrestled at Wyoming Seminary. There's a lot of those wrestlers that'll be out here today. And then Sheldon Seymour, who comes in 17th, is 6-1 this season with a career record of 35-21. He's from Troy, PA. He went to Troy High School last year, wrestling on and off at 125 with Luke Stanich, but he is a 2-time state champ out of Troy, 140-13 career record. Meanwhile, Lilledahl, as I mentioned, is from Missouri, but wrestled at Wyoming Seminary. Multiple-time national prep medalist. We'll see. It's kind of interesting for these guys that are the first 2 out there and see how they set the tone and the tempo of this match at 125.
Seymour, a strong wrestler, and we'll see what kind of tactic he comes out with. Is he going to try to slow Lilledahl down, or is he going to get to his own attacks and use that strength and explosiveness to his advantage?
Lilledahl, obviously, and Scott mentioned it a little bit. I mean, a U20 world champ, won a title in Spain this summer doing that, won U20 in Pan Am, the Pan Am title in 2024. Silver medal at U20s in 2023. I mean, he's been through the whole team. Multiple-time national prep or PA prep champ. Won a Powerade this last winter, or last December. The tournament that's held annually at Cannon McMillan High School out in District 7. But both guys kind of feeling things out here early on. And Grace Hall is a great venue, but this one obviously holds a little bit more, and the pressure and the intensity of coming out first at 125, kind of interesting.
Got to get used to that pressure, right? Because they're gonna see that at nationals, they're gonna see that at Easterns. You got to be able to win big in big environments, Doug.
Yeah, Seymour last year, and he just wrestled 6 matches, 8 duels, going 5-1. He wrestled predominantly at 125, but bumped up a couple of times to wrestle at 133. And this year has settled into this weight class, 6-1. I mentioned he kind of split time a little bit last year with Luke Stanich, who has a red shirt this year for Lehigh. Stanich expected to come back at 141. That's where he's wrestling unattached this season. And for Lehigh in duels, where it's EIWA duels, or even when we saw them against Morgan State and against Pitt, these 2 first weights for them is crucial to get things started with Ryan Crookham, who is the top dog, the head of the snake, so to speak, in this dual meet lineup for Lehigh this year.
Well, so far, I think Seymour has been doing a better job of controlling the ties on his feet. I haven't really seen him transition from there into a scoring opportunity. So we end the first period here. It's going to be 0-0. Lilledahl had a little leg attack here and there, and I think you're going to see more of that as the match starts to develop more. So Lilledahl is going to take bottom in the second period, his choice.
They're escaping just over 4 seconds for the first points of the bout.
And that's what you want to see when you have a freshman going out there competing. How well are they able to get off on bottom? Because that's where they typically struggle coming into college. And he got out in under 5 seconds, so that's a good sign for Lilledahl. We'll see if Seymour got a little leg attack there. Neither guy really getting in on a leg yet. A lot of good hand fighting going on here.
And Scott, you mentioned the the work effort for wrestlers, we always talk about that being kind of our pet peeve about bottom wrestling. This year in Pennsylvania in high school, you're going to have that 4-point near fall possibility, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to have the 3-point takedown rule. So being good in all 3 is crucial. You get underneath a guy that can tilt you a couple of times or turn you, it's going to really hurt you in a dual meet, in a match, in a tournament, whatever. So again, the effort of being just as good in all 3 positions is even more so now. And it's been like that in college for a while, obviously with the riding time being important, but you're right, for a freshman to be able to get out and explode, whereas Seymour wasn't able to take advantage of that top position at all and even earn even 30 seconds of riding time.
I really like the new rule change, but I also think it could work the opposite way too. When you know you're wrestling somebody that's very close to your ability level and it's going to be a tight match, the downside of this is if you give up a takedown, you just gave up 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you're giving up 2 in the past. So when you have a tactful match like we're seeing here, this giving up 1 takedown here could be crucial in this type of bout.
Absolutely. We have our first high school match coming up on Wednesday on SEN, Nazareth Easton, and we'll discuss some of the points of emphasis in the high school level more when that match comes up on Wednesday with what the officials are trying to do. So just the escape for Lilledahl, the 1-0 lead. The Brain Trust, Brad Dillon on the right of our screen and Zach Ray on the left. Penn State, or Lehigh, loaded with talent and coaches behind Pat Santoro. That's something we've talked about the last couple of years.
So Lilledahl really trying to hang on there, trying to get riding time if he can here.
He's got to be careful on that happening again, potentially getting a stalling warning on that. Although he's chasing him, but he's just on the ankle. So Seymour's going to get a chance to try to explode out of this and do what Lilledahl did to him in the second period. Much better start for the Penn State freshman, however, and he cuts him free.
All tied one with the escape by Sheldon Seymour.
And Sheldon Seymour did exactly what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to continue to keep fighting to get out. It takes 2 to 3 to 4 times to get out on a great wrestler on bottom. And you can't just give up after 1 time. And so great effort there. We got a 1-1 tied match. Riding time really not any type of factor right now. 8 seconds for Lilledahl. Minute and 15 left in the third period here. 1-1. Nice shot here by Sheldon. Can he get his hands locked? Good sprawl by Lilledahl.
Lilledahl's able to get that pressure down with his hips, and he's got Seymour's head buried underneath. Yeah, that's the right call to quickly stalemate. That wasn't going anywhere.
And neither wrestler, Doug, has been able to even get in deep on their opponent yet.
Under a minute to go in the third period, 1-1 the score. First bout of the afternoon, 125.
Sheldon Seymour not really controlling the ties, wrestling a little bit more from the open. I'm wondering if part of that is Lilledahl's conditioning maybe playing a little bit of a factor involved with that, where he's starting to feel a little bit more energized.
Here it is again. He's made much better this time. Lilledahl's able to control that other wrist, and now he turns the tide, and he gets the takedown. What a great scramble at the end, and there's the 3-pointer. It's a 4-1 lead. We saw our official count off the arm to get him up off the leg, and it looks like the Penn State freshman, and that's a big win for the Nittany Lions right out of the gate, and that's how good Lilledahl can be.
Here's another look at that sequence. Beautiful sweep single there by Seymour, trying to pick it up off the mat. This defense is very good. You see how he goes right behind there. Picks up a double leg from behind. 12 seconds left on the clock.